Welcome to Hops News, the trusted source in beer culture news. Here's your host, J Brew.
Hey, welcome back to Hops News. We got a great episode today. We are talking women in beer. We have one guest already in the waiting room and ready to talk to us from Orlando, Florida. And we got another one from Orlando, Florida that is on deck that will be joining us shortly. And of course, we have Matt and Jay with us as well. And I'm ready to talk some women in beer. But first, what am I drinking? So since we're talking some women in Orlando, I had to go with an Orlando beer. And I went with my default Orlando beer, which is Freedom in a Cage Double New England IPA from Tactical Brewing, which if you've ever listened to our podcast ever, I'm sure you've heard me mention Tactical Brewing. So let's take it down to Boise, Idaho, and talk to Matt to see what he's drinking.
Hey, everybody. Hello there. No, Lauren, you killed it. Great job. Look, she's taking it away now. Our job is done. Me and Jeremy, we don't got to host this thing ever again. We're good. I am drinking a fruited sour from Western Collective in Boise, Idaho. It is dragon fruit, acai, prickly pear, vanilla, and lactose. Boom, right there. It's from their fruited sour series. It's a wicked good. You get a strong hint of that vanilla in there. I know there's a lot of strong opinions about lactose in beer out there right now, but guess what? I'm doing it because I can. Just like my opinions about peppers are very strong. Okay, so other than that, it's snowing. It snowed yesterday. Yeah, no peppers in beer. I demand there will be no peppers in beer. When I open a brewery one day, there will be no peppers in beer.
Peppers and beer are
this
amazing.
Is delicious. You're right. I'll brew it. I just won't taste it. I'll have my other subjects out there tasting.
Wait, if I'm hosting, does that mean I can just cut them off when I want?
It does. That's the beauty of it.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's your show.
Cut the mic.
Right. Get him out of here.
Get this guy out of here. Take it to J Brew.
All right, let's take it to Jay.
Hey, I'm I've got some...
Look at those shades.
Hey,
nice.
you're at the beach. You got to have some cool shades. I'm going to be the coolest guy in Virginia Beach.
Oh,
and what does it say on the side of those shades?
What's it say on those bad boys?
Geek News. Nice.
Hops Geek News. Oh, I bet you didn't know we had merch. We was slinging merch.
I'm going to be the heat on the beach. It is spring break. Oh. I'm actually enjoying a Coalesce by the Veil. It is maybe. There we go. Coalesce by the Veil. It's a Czech style Pilsner. I will tell you guys, They make some pretty good beer. If you haven't had the Veil, they make some really good beer. Yeah, it's. I'm getting ready to head back to North Carolina this weekend, and there's snow in the forecast. So I'm gonna go from the beach to the snow in the forecast in the next couple of days. But it's good to be on this side of it with Lauren running the show tonight. So if I step on Lauren's toes at any point, just know, and I'm not doing it on purpose. It's hard to me hold back and not steer things. So it's good to celebrate women in beer. I will tell you that's pretty exciting. There's a lot of cool things going on with women in beer, and it's kind of interesting for me because my entire team is females, and they're kind of behind the scenes in the beer industry, and they work in the finance department. But I will tell you right now, they're probably the three most powerful women in the company, because they make it happen. Literally, four most powerful women in the company. One of them is remote, but yeah, it's an interesting topic. I look forward to talking to our guest. Looking forward to hearing from future guests this month about their journey in the beer industry. Obviously, there's good and bad, right? There's a lot of attention that's come out of it recently, especially with the stuff going on with BrewDog and that sort of thing. But hopefully we can shed a positive light on it. I think Hoppy's got some very interesting facts lined up for everybody over the month, especially tonight. I know Matt talked about it a little bit last week through some text, and I think somebody shared an article about really the start of brewing. So it'll be interesting to learn about it, and it's going to be very cool to talk about the women in the beer industry right now and the ones that are making a difference. But I'm just going to kick back and be the coolest guy in Virginia Beach with my shades on tonight.
Man,
so
you look like you're vibing right now.
I know, right?
You're a real radio DJ host right now. You got the shades. You're just
the shades, the Veil Brewing beer.
I want to sing this song. I wear my sunglasses.
Oh, I will have that for the next episode queued up.
Do you
definitely
have
do
like
that.
a disco light in that bachelor pad of yours over there? 'Cause I feel like that's what we need right now.
A ball, one of the disco balls.
He just hits he just hits a
Now
button
we're
and it
talking.
drops down, and he's just over here. He's got the lights going behind him.
I feel a vibe right now. Hey, tune
Or
in
Beavis
next.
and Butthead. I can't really decide.
Yeah, tune in next week to see what is going on in Virginia Beach for sure. Hey, it's good to be here. I'm gonna kick it back over to Lauren, and I'm gonna sit back and drink some beer. And if you hear the microwave going in the background, I'm just gonna put some popcorn in. So hopefully it's not too loud.
This man
Very
is always
sad for you,
thinking about.
Lauren, it's your show. Take it away.
All right, I'm taking it away. This is the real reason he wanted me to host this month. It wasn't International Women's Month. It's because he's popping some popcorn and drinking some shades inside.
Are we sure Jay
wearing
didn't eat
some
a
shades
specific
inside.
brownie before this show?
I'm thinking, what's the policy on that in Virginia Beach? I don't know.
Wide open.
Okay, so before we go over to a couple of our guests, so I was actually talking, if you've been listening to us, I've mentioned both of these women on the podcast before. Jenny, I mentioned recently from Design Build, because we did an event with her at Girls Pint Out. It is in a brewery in Oviedo, Florida, which is just a suburb of Orlando. And I could tell you all about him, but I feel like it makes a lot more sense to take it away, Jenny. So, Jay, if you could take it to Jenny.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi, Timmy.
So, Jenny, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got Design Build Brewing started, like how the three of you came together and decided we're going to open a brewery, and the steps it took to get there and where you are today. And first, actually, tell us where you are in your gorgeous little area that you brew.
I'm in my little brewery right now.
What brewery is it?
My garage. I'm in my garage right now. So let me show you.
It's Design
have-
Build Brewing.
There's fermenters back there.
This is a pretty good setup for being in the garage. You got the TV, you got the fermenters. Like, look at that setup. That's beautiful.
I spend a lot of time in my garage, let me tell you. It does suck that I have to park outside. There's no room for my car inside the garage.
At least it doesn't snow,
And you
so
can
you
have
don't have to worry about it.
I have more beer stuff than furniture inside. So I have two keezers, beer stuff all over the place, kegs. But it's been a fun adventure. And hopefully we'll have a brewery open very soon. Or I don't know. I don't know when. It's in the works. But
Now,
so go
yeah, I
ahead.
was just gonna say, tell us a little bit about how you guys got started before you got to before you had this gorgeous setup in your garage.
So I just, with friends, just started drinking craft beer. I wasn't really a drinker before I was introduced to craft beer. And actually, my first IPA was Swish from Bissell Brothers.
Oh, you
Wow.
got this. Oh my goodness.
I love Bissell Brothers.
That's
Yep,
home for me right there. Oh yes.
love, love that beer. So, of course, from day one, I was spoiled. Because then after that, I couldn't find a good beer anywhere. But then started going to breweries and starting trying more styles. My son went to college at FSU and he was working at a food truck, so he hit all the breweries. So every time we went there, that's all I did. Went to all the breweries, drank all the beers, and actually with my business associates, we work in the same industry, transportation engineering industry. Um, And one day, one of them was just like, "Hey, let's start brewing," and we started brewing at one of the other one's house. And eventually, we moved everything here and started working towards opening a business, an actual brewery. It's been crazy, a lot of ups and downs. It's an expensive hobby right now, but it's been a lot of fun. And
I
we
love
just
your beers.
thank
I
you,
really enjoyed them at like all the festivals and stuff. So.
thank you so
Yes, for
much.
sure.
We just spend a lot of hours working on recipes and I mean, you know, David Lauren, he has that engineering mind and everything has to be, he's very OCD, everything has to be exact.
Hmm.
Every time we have a beer that is not good, we just dump it and try it again. So
And it's probably good.
we've been doing a lot of that and I'm happy
Hopefully
what,
you get other taste people to taste it first.
I agree.
yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
because I think we kept one at one point. It was a stout that we didn't like, and other people tried it and really liked it. But we never took that one out to festivals or anything. We just take everything that we really love to out to festivals, and we just have fun with it. I mean, we try different flavors, different recipes. We're always changing a little bit of this or that in every recipe. So it's been fun. I mean,
So,
at this size, we can afford to do that a lot.
Oh
can you
yeah.
tell us a
For
little bit
sure.
about the beer I had mentioned before we went live? The horse is a diabetic. Can you tell us the origin of
Oh my
that
God.
beer and how that came to be? And then we'll move on to Bryn because this is just such a great story, and you got to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Yes, so we're pretty close with Alexis Brewing in Orlando. And one time we were just drinking, talking about making a collaboration. We started talking about the movie. And the guys were like, how about making a beer with all those ingredients? And so we tried it. We did it in the small scale right here. It's still fermenting right now. And it was fun. We just put everything in that marsh that time. I mean, the celery sticks, the popsicles with the stick. It was crazy and it was fun. But we see how that one comes out.
Awesome.
Hopefully, it will
That's
be good, and then we can make it on a big scale and pass it around.
Do you
Yeah.
know how many celery sticks and popsicle sticks you put in it so you can remake the same thing?
Well, we'll see how that comes.
we guessed.
It
It's gonna be
weirdly
expensive
worked
too.
though,
It
but it
scared
was
me.
good, and it didn't. When you tasted it, it didn't taste like, oh wow, they really were experimenting here. It just tasted like a solid beer. Like it worked.
Nice.
Right.
It's a stout. We like always we use really, I mean, a lot of roasted barley and caramels and grains. And this had a lot of additions on top of that. It was a messy day, to tell you the least. It was a mess in my garage that day. But we always have try to just have fun and enjoy what we do. And we'll see how that one comes out.
Very cool.
Huh. I
right,
mean,
well-
that's the best thing about that. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say I just think it's funny how you tried one beer and all of a sudden you're like, all this other beer can't compare, so I'm gonna go make my own beer. Essentially, it's like I'll do it myself.
Right?
No, and that when I started like visiting breweries and talking to people, it's just a fun environment. It's a fun place to be. And then you
Yeah.
start talking to brewers, and I'm like, oh, maybe we can do that. So here we are.
That's awesome.
It's
It is
awesome.
really awesome.
You guys are great.
Thank you.
So we should go introduce our other guest. So that other voice you keep hearing is Brynn. She also brews some amazing beer, and I don't even think I need to introduce you. Why don't you introduce yourself, Brynn? Tell us a little bit about how you got into beer and what you do in the industry.
I used to live out in the Marshall Islands, which, you know, is a 3 mile by a half-mile island, 2,500 miles from Hawaii and 2,500 miles from Australia. And so we didn't really ever get any beer, and we started brewing our own beer. And then we got other people into brewing their own beer, and then we started having like Spring Fest where everyone brewed their own beer. We would have like a competition. Anyway, 9 years of home brewing. And then I moved to Orlando and started with Castle Church as a bar, like working as a bartender. And the brewer there really, liked how I cleaned, which is, 100% of what you have to do. So he asked if I wanted to be his assistant. I was like, sure. So then from there, I went to Motorworks, and I've been brewing at Motorworks. I just recently, this week, accepted a job at Park Pizza Brewing, where I'll be brewing a lot, and I'm super excited about it. But I had my own, like, Brynn's batches of beers that I made that, I don't know. I love brewing, and that's what I do.
That's awesome. That is really cool.
That's probably the understatement of maybe our season, right? Like people don't realize the amount of cleaning that goes into production scale brewing. Like
No, I
that's
don't
first
think
and
even they
foremost.
realize how hard it is, right? Like, it is a lot of super hard work.
Yeah.
Everybody, men or women, it doesn't even matter. We all work really hard to brew beer.
Yeah,
My
well,
arms are getting
brewing's
stronger.
well, brewing's like the easy fun part. It's that part takes like, no
Cleaning.
time at all. There's a lot of standing
Exactly.
around in between brewing. And then like the cleaning, that's the hours on hours, and then you're just sanitize. That's what a lot of people, they're like, oh, you just
And all the
get to
heavy
throw a
lifting, and it's crazy.
Yeah. They just think you get to throw a box of Lucky Charms in the beer and it comes out like it is. It's like, no, you have all this.
Yeah.
All
I mean, you have
this
to
stuff
clean the
that's going on.
kegs. You have to do all kinds of crap. Yeah, it's
Well, and when we did with Girls Pine Out, we did a small batch with Brynn, and she basically, we were like, what do we do next? We all just kind of stood there, deer in the headlights, and she's pointing us in different directions. But there were times we had to lift things and move things, and you have to be so careful. And then it's like, oh, we got to hurry. The farmer is coming to go get the spent grain out on time. And I mean,
and
we
you
were
can't even
drinking.
brew without a farmer. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, we were drinking and having fun, but it was like, oh no, get back to work. You got to go and do this. But it was but then also watching them do all the scientific stuff in between. That she's like, oh, we got to measure the gravity, and there's so much that goes into it. It's crazy.
Even before in preparation to brew a brew day, you have to get the yeast ready. You have to do a lot of preparation before, and then and being at my house, the cleaning of the brewery, and then the cleaning of my house, because of course everybody's coming in and out, and it gets really messy.
So
I
Jenny,
don't
how
doubt
often
that
are you
at
guys
all.
brewing nowadays?
It's hard. Well, right now with all the festivals coming up, we try to do every 2 or 3 weeks. But we were supposed to brew tomorrow. We just don't have fermenters open right now. So we'll do sometime next week. So yeah, maybe once a month, twice a month. It depends on what we have going on.
And how much are you guys brewing each time you brew? Are you just doing like how many gallons of a batch are you brewing at a time?
We usually get about 2 to 3 slims. So 17 gallons about. It depends on the beer. Yeah.
That's
And
okay.
then,
That's not bad,
and then
especially for coming out of your garage, right? I mean, it's a pretty good amount.
And that's like a couple of slims. That's cool.
yeah, at least a couple of slims. That's what we try to go for. But then it's in the house, so we have limited storage. I have
Right.
to keep
Oh
in my
yeah.
living room, and I think we're gonna just keep buying freezers, and I'll just get rid of my furniture. I guess I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah, she
Do you
has.
guys have a? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Jenny has like 2 big freezers, like she's not exaggerating in her, but they have taps on them. So cool. Right,
Then
Brynn, what were you gonna say?
in my garage,
Oh,
in my kitchen, I have also this can simmer, which one more thing,
I was just wondering if you guys have a location in mind already to move into.
We want to stay in Oviedo. We want to stay around this area and around the area around Oviedo in the park. That's where we want to be, but we don't have a set location yet. That's just our preference right now.
Right. Well, Oviedo's only got Oviedo Brewing at this point, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's
that'd be
it.
good to have another brewery near it.
I'm not really familiar with that area up there, but how far away is like Bowegans from Oviedo?
Oh, it's 10 minutes, if that.
So kind of in.
Yeah, it's pretty close to Boeing's. I just take 434, like 10 minutes up, maybe 12 minutes. Yeah.
So I've got a question for the lady brewers. Do you have a specific style? Like, what if somebody asks you, what are you known for? What are you gonna brew for somebody, or what are you gonna point them in the direction of?
For me, it would be an IPA or a saison.
Nice. Favorite
But-
hops in IPA?
I really love Galaxy. I super like Laurel, Raquel. Yeah, I don't know. I love hops.
Nice.
All of them. I think that, like I just had recently from Deadwoods, they did a Pacific Northwest IPA, which I'm from Portland, so I was super happy to try it with all Crosby hops, and that was super good. I don't know. Mosaic is great.
Nice.
We gotta
There's
get you
so
some
many, and
Idaho
I like them
7
all.
out there.
No,
We gotta
that's
get
good.
Idaho 7.
Yeah, that's good, because a lot of times brewers get kind of stuck in a hole, right? Like, you'll see that they'll use the same 2 or 3 strains of hops over and over again because they're comfortable using them. So I definitely I like that selection for sure. Jen, how about yourself? What is if you were going to brew the perfect batch to showcase what it is that you guys do there? What style of beer are you brewing?
Well, for me, I love IPAs and stouts. But I know for other people, they really like our sours. They like our fruited sours, and that's been a big hit in every festival we go. And like Brynn, I also love. I actually right now the IPA I have here. I love the mix of Mosaic, Galaxy, and Citra. Just love that mix.
See,
But
I wish that I didn't love Citra, but Citra is so good in everything. It smells, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's really.
I do.
yeah, when we're boiling and when you put those hops in, the smell, it's just
Yeah.
so good.
So I have I guess a follow-up question to that. With the things that you love brewing, is there an ingredient that both of you guys, especially with the sours, is there one that you're just like, I am never gonna brew with this because it's either too messy, or you're just like, no? Because nowadays it's like the big thing is to put whatever you find on the store shelves in your beer. And I know a lot of people talk about marshmallows is one that they're like, I hate brewing with marshmallows.
Marshmallows and lactose.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
lactose.
Neither
The
one of those.
lactose is messy?
It's everywhere.
I don't like it, and people like sometimes you can like really taste it. So I mean, unless you really use it well, I don't like the taste of lactose. And then I also am vegetarian and don't think marshmallows belong in beer. Um,
Just like peppers don't belong in beer. Look, I
Peppers
get you.
do
Or-
belong.
I don't agree with that. Like I like some pepper beers.
I
I do,
Everyone
like a
does except
mango.
him.
A mango habanero.
I
Mango
had that
hot.
too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody surprised me with the pepper beer, and it was not. I think I was just scarred for life at that point. I don't know.
No, you
Most
know
hot.
what? I'm gonna send you one. So Motorworks has this low light. It's a really light lager beer. It's a jalapeno kind of lemon lime. Like the first time I tried it, I was like, it kind of tastes like Sprite. Not a fan. But then the second batch, like the jalapeno flavor is like the flavor, but not the spice. With like anyway, it's delicious.
I will
Like
try
you should.
anything twice, so I will be willing to give this a try.
Okay. At least it won't be like in your face, like burn your mouth. They'll just be tasty.
See, I think that's what it was. So I was in Hawaii, and the guy who was at Maui Brewing Company was like, "Oh, this is like our best new beer right now." And I was like, "Sure, give it." And I didn't ask any questions. And next thing you know, I'm drinking took a big drink, and it was just like punched me in the face with pepper, and I was like, "Help me, Jesus, I'm dying."
I mean, that's just rude to not warn you about that.
Yeah.
But have you, I don't know if it's Maui Brewing. Somewhere over there, they do this like sweet potato beer where they grow their own sweet potatoes and then they ferment them. And anyway, they make this beer out of it. That's this crazy #1 seller beer. And I think it sounds very intriguing.
There is Idaho actually has a brewery out here. I know we got off topic from the original question. I'll get back on track in a second, I promise. But
As you should. I'm
they
the
actually
host.
brew
I demand it.
potatoes. Yes. There's a place called
Welcome to
Bear
my
Island here.
world, Lauren.
My brain's just always all over the place. But they brew with actual potatoes and stuff, which is actually pretty good. So I have seen like the sweet potatoes and carrots, but yeah, it's interesting and it tastes good. You can't even tell the difference.
Yeah,
Idaho.
I want to try it.
I'll send some out to Lauren to get to your way. That way, I'll pick some up for both.
And I'll get the jalapeno beer so you can try it and send it to Lauren.
Yes, but you have to try it like on air. I have to be able to see you when you're trying
I
it.
will try it on air.
With me, because I don't even have to talk. I just want to watch your face.
We'll do it.
I just want
We
to
will
watch
do
your
it.
face.
It is
Oh, look at
happening.
Jay's-
We're gonna go live in some capacity.
Is that a pepper one?
Nope, this is this is my newest one. I ran out of the. Hey, look at those shades. You like them?
I love Jay is
Yeah.
in full Hot Speak News swag tonight. I love it.
Yeah, I ran out of the Czech Pilsner ran out for some reason, so I cracked this newest one thanks to Micah. Micah, I do have one of these tucked away for you. The Chubbles from Vale. It is an imperial or triple. It's 11% IPA. It's a collaboration with the Vale and a UK brewery, and just happens to have Citra, Galaxy, and Eldorado. And it is an absolute...
That's delicious.
Yeah, and it says, as you can tell, brewed with an extreme amount of oats. So the mouth, the hazy, I mean, it's got it going on in this one. Geeks, there might be one of those in the box that you guys have coming on the way. So
Jay is absolutely going bonkers over there tonight. He's got the glasses. He's got the beer. Like, he is.
It's because he's
wild.
drinking 11% beer right now.
yeah. Hey, and that's after the Czech Pilsner that I had from them earlier. I will tell you, none of their beers are bad. Oh, if you ever get the chance, stop by there. What I will tell you, though, is be prepared to pay for beer. Like, you're not going to go into the Vale and buy 4 beers without dropping at least $20. And,
I just went to this place called the Commission Beer.
Oh, beer
something.
saver. Yeah.
I bought a 6-pack of beer, $67.
What?
We were in there last week, and I don't know how, but Josh is like, somehow we spent over $100 there. I'm like, we brought home a 4-pack. How much did we drink there? But yeah.
What?
No, I had 2 pints there, and I got a 6-pack. This is one of them, which is really just, it's delicious. It's from Three Sons. It's called Dania Point Pale Ale. It is really good. But, yeah, $67.
Interesting.
That's gonna be me in Texas in a couple weeks, just like Weathered Souls, and then going up to Austin to like family business and everything. Yeah, that'll be me, I'm sure.
So the interesting thing about the Vale is you can't buy a pint of beer. Everything is 12 ounces, and it's the same price as a pint of what you would expect at a typical brewery. So it's kind of interesting, the model that they're following. It will be very interesting. Obviously, from a numbers guy, it'll be very interesting to see how that spreads through the industry, right? Like, is that going to be the new norm? Instead of people raising prices, maybe it's 12-ounce pours versus 16-ounce pours at the tap room. So interesting.
So you can't get a pint there?
No.
You just have to buy a can.
Well, they have it on tap, right? But it's only 12-ounce pour. 12 or 6-ounce pours is the only thing they sell at their tap room, at least the Norfolk tap room. I don't know about their other tap room, but the Norfolk tap room is 12 or 6-ounce pours, and you're paying pint prices for the 12-ounce pours. So interesting approach. Interesting approach to see how they do it. But great beer. If you ever get the chance to stop into the area, the Geeks will have, I think, 2 cans of the Veil in that box on the way out there. So I'm sure you guys will be happy for that. Ladies,
hey, Lauren, call me.
I'll visit you at Park Pizza.
Yeah, stop by and bring one of them out that way.
Hold on. Before we move on, we didn't get Jenny's answer. We got to figure out what's the one thing that she doesn't want to brew with.
She said lactose.
I didn't hear you.
I was going to say lactose, but I also recently we tried white chocolate.
No.
And it tasted good. It tastes good, but it makes the beer look not good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that was, I can say lactose and white chocolate maybe.
Did it look like there was like sediment swirling in it?
No, it was a stout, so it just made like a really dirty stout.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I never would have thought that. Interesting. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jay. You're good.
No, man. You guys have it. I'm going to sit back and finish this triple IPA and push some buttons for you guys.
Ooh, triple IPA. Now you're speaking my language.
All right.
So, I always say Park Pizza, Pizza Park. I always get them confused. Which one is it?
It's Park Pizza or Park Pizza Brewing Community.
Okay.
Or company.
I've mentioned them on the podcast, but I haven't given them the attention they deserve because it's one of those breweries we just don't hit enough, so I don't give it enough attention.
Yeah, it's in a weird spot.
Yeah.
Have they made a Ninja Turtles beer yet?
No.
Park Pizza Ninja Turtles?
No. But now that I'm there, we might.
I think there needs to be some form of Ninja Turtles beer. If
I
you're
agree.
taking fan submissions, that there's one.
Ellipsis made like a Ninja Turtle series of.
Lori sent me one of those. It was super rad, and the beer was good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic. There was 4 of them. They had one for each. What was it? 2 of them were, I think.
I don't know. I know they call purple, orange, yellow.
Yeah, like Donatello,
That's
Raphael.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the can art. They have some
Pizza.
awesome can art.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've always really enjoyed Park Pizza beer. They do a really good job, I think.
Yeah, they
as
have
far
some,
as like plain beer.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They have some good classic beer, and then the pizza's outstanding. And like we were saying before, like I would be eating the pizza every day. That's so good.
Yes.
I mean, I do now get free lunch, and I hope to not
That's
look like a
dangerous.
pizza.
Hey, I will chime in on that. Somebody said they do good styles of beer, like the classic styles. I will say, uh-oh. Check. Hey, what in the world is going on? I might have to jam out on my own. Hey, if you guys can hear us, go ahead and try to call back into the episode. Oh my goodness! Let me see if I can get the crew back on here. This is not going to be good if it's just me and a triple IPA. It's going to be a rough one, folks. Let me see if we can get the other ones back on here shortly. That was an odd situation. I sent him a link. Let me see if we can get the whole crew back in here and get this episode going. That was kind of odd. That's never happened before to the entire crew. Anyways, appreciate your vote of confidence there, Tracy. We'll see if we can get the crew back in here. If not, maybe we'll just play some classic beach rock music or something, right? Like, I don't know, what's some classic beach rock? If my wife is here, she would know it because she appreciates beach rock. Or what do they call that? Is it called beach rock? Maybe. Let me see if we can get the crew back in here. Hold on just a second. I don't see anybody else there. Let me see where they're at. That was an odd situation. So, saying let me back in. Let me see if I can send him a link. And of course, it always has to be when we have guest on. Couldn't have happened without guest. And I just sent, it's kind of funny because I sent Hoppy, or Lauren rather, a message that said next week it's going to be an all-women show. And then it kicks everybody out. So it's just me. So let's see if we can get them back in here. This isn't, there's one of them.
Hi.
There's one of them. There is Matt. Let's see if we can get the other ones back in.
What's up, gangsters? I'm about done with my beer here. I don't know if I'm getting another one. We're recording a couple of Geeks episodes tonight, so our 100th episode is getting recorded after this. So I can't drink too many beers, because otherwise then you won't know what's going on.
That explains it.
Yes,
the 100th episode jinxed us.
100th Hops Geek News episode. So originally we were supposed to have a guest on for it. I'm just filling airspace, everybody. We were supposed to have a guest. She is a editor for Marvel Comics, Star Wars, all of them, but she's unfortunately sick. So we are going to do our Marvel Cinematic Universe rankings for our 100th episode. And Lauren's back. So
back.
She's back. Lauren is back. But yeah, we're going to be doing that. So I can't drink too many beers beforehand.
What? Yes, you can. It's fine.
Maybe. We'll see.
That was an odd situation. Hey,
Yeah.
and Brynn is back as well. Brynn, we almost have the crew back together.
I know, you try to forego hosting responsibilities, and then it's just you.
Yeah. The next thing you know, it's just me. Like, what the hell is going on here? This isn't how this is supposed to work. So I think we've got the crew back together. There we go. Jen's back in the room. Hey, ladies, I apologize for that. I just sent Lauren a message that said, Lauren, you're going to host an all-women's show next week. And it kicked everybody out. So back over to you, Lauren.
It's the man trying to bring us down.
Back over to you, Lauren.
All right. So real quick, should I do a little? I have a mini beer school, so I'll be doing little mini beer schools throughout the month on women in beer. So this isn't too long. It is a drinking game like I usually do. So whenever I say woman or woman or woman, take a sip. Okay. So this concept of women in beer is about as new as a toddler throwing a fit when they receive a different color cup than the one they did not request. It's not new. Women have been brewing for as long as beer has been fermenting. Many beer gods were even women, from Ninkasi, the Sumerian beer goddess, who now has a brewery named after her, to Mumbaba Mwana Warisa, the Zulu goddess of beer, who gave the people beer and instructions on how to brew it themselves. Beer at one point was actually considered woman's work. Women were the original brewers, not the original female brewers, but the original brewers. Actually, at one point, brewster was the term used for female brewer. And I think we should bring that back because that actually sounds really cool. It's like when we had that guy on that was a maltster because he worked with malts. Maltster, brewster. I think it sounds cool.
Brewster? I support it 100%.
Let's bring it back.
Like, isn't it Chunky Brewster? Wasn't that
that's
a thing?
even better. I like that. All right, I'm making you both shirts that say Brewster.
Okay.
So for about 7,000 years, it was commonplace for women to brew beer, not just for fun, but also for ceremonial purposes and nutrition. So how did brewing become dominated by white dudes with beards? Side note, I have nothing against white dudes with beards. I'm even married to one. So centuries ago, people, mainly women, began selling beer at markets wearing tall, pointy hats and carrying around cauldrons. Then sexism was basically used to stifle the competition, and one way that was done was accusations of brewsters practicing witchery. This is where the urban legend begins of witches just being female brewers. It's a great story that actually makes complete sense and could have some or a lot of truth to it, but it is still just an urban legend. But some areas in Europe began to say that women shouldn't be brewing because they should be rearing their children instead. And there were actually areas in England that made brewing illegal out of fear that alewives would turn into old spinsters because nothing is scarier than an old single woman. Alewife is actually just a term for women who brewed beer and sold it. So, meanwhile, in the States, centuries ago, home brewing became less and less of a thing, and beer began to be purchased more commercially. With women not having the same fiscal power men had, as we were literally considered chattel if married, which chattel is a legal term for personal property, the brewing was left to the men, so they could pocket the cash. And with prohibition being led by many women who were sick and tired of their drunk husbands spending all their money and then being abusive, by the time prohibition ended, the beer industry was completely targeting men. Well, there are many other factors that went into how men took over the beer brewing. Some historians know about and some historians don't because just everything wasn't documented. But it's time to switch it up and learn a little bit about some awesome women in the beer industry. While brewery owners and employees still have a much larger percentage of men than women, the last 2 decades have definitely seen change. And this is where I'm going to leave you with it to be continued. Dun, dun, dun. So, next Beer School, I will be highlighting some of the badass women in the industry who are often not in the spotlight. Like Jay was actually saying before, he has 4 women who work at the brewery he works at that are behind the scenes that really seem to run the show. For example, Sam Caglione is a beer household name, but his wife, who is also a founder, I had to Google her name. I didn't know her name. It's Maria Caglione. I'm probably butchering that last name, but I'm sure everybody knows I'm referring to the owner of Dogfish. So, to sum it up for now, we do not need the beer industry or any industry to be 50-50. What we need is everyone, no matter gender, race, or sexual orientation, to be given these same opportunities to enter the industry they want. No one should feel they have to work harder to be treated equally, and nobody should feel judged for the way they were born. You should only be judged for being a douchebag. So, let's raise our glasses to the Brewsters, alewives, and goddesses of the past, as well as all the badass women breaking those ceilings in the beer industry and everywhere else. Cheers. And happy International Women's Day.
Yay, cheers.
Love it.
Just
Love
don't be a
it.
dick.
Just don't be a dick. That's really, I mean,
There
if we
we
all
go.
just live
That's
by
all
that
it comes down to,
philosophy.
man.
Just don't be a dick.
Just don't be a dick.
Because everyone works hard. It's, I don't know.
Exactly.
So I have a comment about that. I'm an accountant. I was in a meeting yesterday, and we went to dinner after. We were talking about what we do after work. So I was telling them what I do after work. Like, yeah, I come to my house, go to my garage, and just do beer stuff. And one of the guys said, like, well, every time I picture that, I picture a bearded guy with long hair. I'm like, yeah, you and everybody else, but in this case, it's me doing it.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
It is funny, but I guess I don't picture that because I know so many people like you two that are not white dudes with beards and long hair.
Well, maybe I should.
I mean, that is a thing, but I think that it's also, I don't know, it's not a thing too, right? Like, I don't know. There are people that don't have beards.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Most of them are white, though.
My Lauren Keeley out here at Woodland Empire, she runs the show. She's the brewer and everything. She's the They make some of the best beer that I've had out here. I mean, hands
Yes,
down.
that's Woodland Empire in Boise, Idaho is who he's referring to, and they've been on our podcast 3 times, and it's well, actually, why am I telling it? You tell it. You know them personally, so tell us a
Me?
little bit about
Oh,
Keeley
I
and
do. They are
Woodland Empire.
friends. So
So I'm wearing the shirt.
Keely and Rob, they own Woodland Empire out here. It's a brewery that's been
That's
going on for
awesome.
going on 9 years now here in Boise. They're one of the longer standing ones out here, and they've become really good friends of Lauren and I. And I've gotten to brew with them, and I've gone to the brew house. Keely is back there, like you guys were saying. There's a lot of lifting. Like she is like 5'5", not even that. She's like 5'3", and she's out here like hauling kegs around. I'm 6'4" personally, and I was like, God damn, she is like just she does such amazing work. I can't sing her praises enough. And she's one of the most badass people that I've gotten to meet in the brewing industry in Boise, and since I've really become ingrained into it. So they're another brewery. I mean, I'd be more than happy to get you guys because I send them to Lauren all the time. She's got so many of their beers. It's like she gets to go there herself. So
Well, I brought one of theirs. So, yeah, he sent me because I ordered the anniversary package and Matt mailed it to me. And so I have one of the bombers from them in my fridge. And I brought it to Jenny's house when we did a bottle share.
oh,
And
perfect.
it has Brett
Oh,
in
that's
it. And
right.
somebody's like,
Yes.
you can't open that here. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't
Um,
even think about that. So yeah, it didn't leave my cooler. But I'm like, wait, should I go in the garage and open it? And they're like, because I didn't even think of how that can contaminate it.
no.
So yeah, everybody's like, no, you need to drink that beer outside. So I haven't even opened it yet.
Get out of here. Well, then there's a
Yeah.
perfect excuse. You can share it with them if you want to. I mean,
Yes,
but
in a safe environment where there is no brewing going on.
exactly. But no, yeah, it's amazing what you guys are all doing in the brewing industry and just killing it. Absolutely killing it.
People are really enjoying beer right now. Like
Mhm.
we everywhere, everyone that I've talked to, everyone's out of beer.
Well, it's
We
it
can't like even
seems
brew fast enough to keep up with it.
wow. So I was gonna ask that because it seems like there are some breweries. It seems that I've seen closing lately, but at the same time, it also because I know there was a dip in January for a lot of places. Like brew beer is kind of going down. But are you guys, for you in particular, are you seeing it kind of the opposite direction?
Yeah, I both at Motorworks and even at Park Pizza now. It's people like I don't know what happened, but I also beer tend at this little place in Gulfport, which is a couple hours away on the Gulf Coast on the weekends. And we're out of beer. I mean, everyone's out of beer. Like we just can't make it fast enough.
Wow,
Wow.
that is that's a good problem to have. I
Yeah.
mean,
And
I mean, it is. What was that, Jenny? Sorry.
we have breweries opening around here
I've
too.
heard
Like
that.
yeah, that's
Homestead in Mount Dora that just opened, and I heard of someone else opening too, and hopefully us.
well. Oh yeah, I can't wait. So I can't wait to get down there and try out. I mean, both those places. When I went to last year to Disney, I didn't get to try either of those because I had limited time. But now you guys have given me more reason to come back and get to explore all these good breweries and try a lot of good beer and get to hang out. And the social aspect, I think, was probably why beer is also taking off. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
and I think it's just not the beer; it's the community.
Yeah.
I mean, I've made so many friends during this time. It's a community thing too.
Because
Would you?
day craft beer drinkers are the best.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna
I
say, would you
agree.
guys have you feel in anytime there's a new brewery opening or business, we'll just say business in general. Some people can be like, oh, there's competition, like it's the Mondo Burger and Good Burger.
No.
But are you
No, I'm
guys
super
seeing it's the
excited.
yeah?
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I was gonna
Like
say. It's like
Deadwood's just opened and I haven't been there yet, but I can't wait to try it. Like they have this juniper, I don't even know how to say it, that they like fermented in
Sahi
some yeah, sahi,
in the
I guess.
clay
And
pot
like
fermented.
yeah,
Yeah,
clay pot fermented with like a juniper tree, like unfiltered. I don't know. I totally want to try it. I can't wait.
it's
nice.
really
Super
good.
exciting.
I think they have two. I'm sure one of them's tapped by now, but they had two of them. I guess they did one in the clay fermenter and one in the regular fermenter.
Right.
Is what I believe.
Yeah.
So
That's what I think they said. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
So
I think it's exciting.
I was gonna say Brynn also is known for running run nights at breweries. So are we gonna get a run night at Park Pizza? Pizza Park.
Yes. So that's why I was actually a little bit late today. I have a run club that we meet every Thursday. So we went to the commissioner, and then tonight, so
Ah,
we go to different breweries at this at this time because I've been gone for like 8 months. But I've had it for like 3 years, so they kind of kept it going for the last 8 months, which is awesome. Um, yeah, yes. So we're going to be running at Park Pizza.
nice.
That's
But
awesome.
right now, we just have been checking out other beer like breweries and other places that like support craft beer
And that's
and
probably a
running.
good place to run because you have all like for anybody who's not familiar with the area, Park Pizza is in Lake Nona, which is like a brand new kind of area, but they don't like right next to the brewery is this outdoor kind of like permanent food truck area that you could probably explain better than me, but it's really
Yeah.
cool and family friendly and awesome.
Boxy Park?
Yeah.
Yes, Boxy Park. And then there's lots of like different like trails and bighorn like cows, like the steers, and I don't know. It's a cool place.
Yeah.
But I did hear just recently off the whole beer thing, but also on the whole beer thing, that Disney is taking bringing all of their people from Burbank and relocating them to Lake Nona,
Oh,
Mhm.
and then also Johnson and Johnson. So
oh
Oh,
it
wow.
really could, if it
could
wasn't,
explode.
I don't know about like property, and Tavistock, who owns Park Pizza, owns a lot of the property, and it's kind of expensive right now. But if other people wanted to open up breweries, saying,
Hmm.
um,
I know that's a little
it
bit
wouldn't be a
controversial
bad
with
thing
Disney,
for
but
sure.
yeah, that'll be blowing stuff up. But I guess we're actually approaching our hour already, so we should probably go around and do some parting shots. So we'll start with Jenny. Is there anything you want to say before you leave? Where can we find Design Build Brewing? If you want to find the beer, where can they go? Or any last things you want to drop on us?
We can only pour our beer at festivals right now until we open.
And when's
So
your next
next
festival?
time it will be at, yeah, the next one will be Sanford, Pines and
Oh,
Paul's,
Pines.
March 26th. Yep. And
And you
Wait,
do have
where
a
is it
beer at
at?
Ellipsis right now, though, right?
we did do a collaboration with them. It's an IPA,
Okay.
double IPA, I think, and I think they still have it on cans.
And that's right by the airport for
But
anybody who's visiting.
right,
Swing
that
by
yeah.
Ellipsis.
So just to throw it out there, we're having Run Club there on March 17th at Ellipsis, because they have a run club as well. So they're like our best friend run club group. So sometimes we like meet together. Anyway, so if anyone wants to run club on March 17th at Ellipsis,
And
Nice.
you got to wear green, right? Green running clothes.
I mean, if you don't want to get pinched,
St. Patrick.
but don't drink green beer. I don't suggest it. Green beer or glitter beer. Oh, wait. So those are the other things: marshmallows, lactose, glitter, and food coloring.
That's fair. Drink a Guinness if you really want to be festive, or an Irish
So I
red.
don't really like Guinness though, but I would
Ooh.
drink a red.
All right, so yeah, let's go to Bryn with the parting shots. Any
Oh wait,
last things you last closing? What are your final words? What do you got?
thank you so much for having me on the show, and it's been really fun. And cheers to making beer and drinking beer. I don't know.
Perfect. I love it. And yes, and if you're in the area, whether it's you live here or not, check out Park Pizza. Get the
And
pizza
that.
and the beer. You have
Yeah.
to get
I mean,
both.
it really is super fabulous pizza. But
Hmm.
I hate, though, that it is Park Pizza and Brewing Company because the beer is also good, I think. So,
Agreed.
Cheers.
All
anyway,
right.
I feel like I would like for it to be known for both.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I considered it a brewery first, but it's like the pizza's just really good.
It really is.
It's
And the
like the best
atmosphere's
pizza in the
cool because
area.
it's a ginormous area and you can walk around with open containers and there's Boxy Park across the street. And anyway, it's all cool. But
Yeah. And you can get the beer at Boxy Park and at the
yeah,
brewery. And yeah, they're literally
exactly.
across the street. So,
And at
Matt.
Canvas and at the Wave Hotel. I guess there's a new hotel too.
Oh, is that one of the Universal new ones?
No, I don't know. I really don't know where it comes from, but I just know they serve our beer. That's all.
So, Matt, what do we have to look forward to from Geeks? I'm trying to channel Jay here.
So
The energy.
tonight we are recording episode 100 to be released next week. I know.
What?
Time flies.
Did you say 100?
100. The geeks turn 100. It's crazy. We are going to be discussing our Marvel movie rankings because we had to jumble our schedule around a little bit. I am going to San Antonio, Texas in less than 2 weeks, so expect some live brewery content potentially with a former guest, Weathered Souls. Maybe check out some of the other beer scene in that area, so hopefully I can get us some good stuff coming out of there. And then, we're living life, living large. Lauren, hopefully, fingers crossed. I applied for Comic-Con passes to Orlando. For Lauren,
MegaCon, yes.
MegaCon, that's the same thing. It's a Comic-Con. Come
No,
on.
but Orlando, because the Orlando one's pretty big, they're called MegaCon.
Well, either way, fine. You want to be like that? I'm taking the press passes. Anyways, I applied. Lauren, hopefully we can get her out there. And who knows? Maybe in May there's going to be a little good MegaCon live action. So
Ooh, that
lots
would
of
be
good
so
things.
fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did MegaCon. A friend of mine, we did it in August, and we started the morning at the pub and had a Guinness for breakfast, and then we ended at Half Barrel Half Barrel Bottle Shop, which has some
I
great.
haven't been there yet, but I want to. But maybe if you get your tickets and there is that, Jenny, maybe you can bring some canned or bottled beer from Design, and we could all like meet somewhere or even at Park Pizza and have like a bottle share / pizza.
We can do it.
Park Pizza's
But
in
before we
the
go-
convention center.
Before we go, I just wanted to say, Lauren, thank you for doing this. Thanks
Yes,
for
thank
having me, and I hope you know how badass you are.
Aw,
In our
thank
community.
you.
Yeah, no, you totally are for reals.
That's really sweet, guys. And thank you for coming on. I have wanted, I don't know why I just suck at asking people to come on. And, Jenny, you'll have to come back on with the boys at one point, too. Once you guys, maybe once you have a vacation or...
They love to talk.
I know.
So,
But it was nice, honestly, it was nice to have you on and let you get to talk.
yeah, ladies, Brynn and Jen encourage Lauren to invite more Orlando beer folks. We know she's got a great connection in the beer community down there, but we've heard like a fraction of it so far. So keep encouraging her because I know she's got great content and great connections down there.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have a really great scene here too. Like, there's a lot of really great craft beer here.
Yeah, it's very underrated. Oh, and I will have a St. Augustine Beercation video coming out within the next week. Jay's been posting little clips of everything on the social medias, on TikTok and Instagram. But I'll put everything together. There's not too many breweries, but I added a couple beer bars. So if you're heading to St. Augustine for the sites, I will tell you exactly where to go to get the beer as well. Oh, and I do have a new Epcot video out, too, showcasing all the craft beer at the Flower and Garden Festival, which just started last week and runs until July 4th. I don't know if I said that one yet.
No, but that's awesome.
Hey, it's been a great episode. Great episode. I'm looking for a staff accountant in Virginia Beach. If anybody knows of any accountants down there, Jen, I'm looking for a staff accountant in the beer industry. If you're interested.
You want remote?
Unfortunately, we've dealt with a remote situation, but Virginia Beach is pretty nice. There's a pretty cool beer scene up here as well. Great episode, ladies. Awesome episode. I'm looking forward to next week when Lauren has some planning. Lauren, you need to find you a female co-host. I think there's one that's been in the chat quite a bit tonight.
Did you just kick me off next
Tracy?
week's show?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Matt. We're going to make this an all-women's episode for the rest of the month. It's been a great one, folks. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hey, 100 episodes for the geeks. That's a round of applause. That is
And thank you so much.
awesome. Those guys have produced some great content out there, so go check those guys out. I know this episode will be awesome, even though they're kicking it off on their own. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hoppy, Lauren, I'm gonna let you sign us off for the evening and maybe give us a taste of what we're gonna see next week.
So you can find us anywhere you look for Hops News or social media. Oh God, I'm terrible at this. All right, this is my first time legit hosting. So thank you for tuning in. Next week is St. Patrick's Day, so I'm going to actually have a mini beer school on Guinness. And I guess I'm going to be looking for another female co-host. So anybody who wants to join me next week, let me know. And that's about it.
You
But
want
yeah,
to join
you can.
from Run Club
Ooh, that might be fun.
at Ellipsis?
Let's see.
Jenny, you
I
want to
might be
come
able
to
to do that.
Ellipsis and drink your collab? And
I
then
think
we.
I'm not gonna say no to drinking at Ellipsis for sure.
All right, so next Thursday at 6:30, that's where we meet and run.
There you go. And Brynn's taking it over. I like it. But yeah, you can find us Hops Geek News on the TikTok, the Instagram, and the Twitter, and Hops News on, well, everywhere, including YouTube. And that's about it. So I guess cheers.
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 Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys. Have a great night.
Great episode, ladies. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on, guys. And Jenny, I love your glass. I noticed that about halfway through. That's the girls' pint out glass that I made.
Nice.
Don't put it in the
Yeah, you can
water.
see more when it was. But I am drinking an ology beer.
Oh yeah, we
Which
didn't
one
even
is
ask
there?
what you were drinking.
Ology. High rainfall.
I haven't had
It's
that
an
one. The
ology.
hazy triple.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I went to GB's last night, so I picked it up.
Oh, I need to go to GB's. When Matt was here, that was one of the places I took him was GB's.
Yep.
I haven't even been